What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. I hope you enjoyed your weekend as well. We're back with a new video today, and it's going to be an interesting topic in my opinion. You know, I always like to talk about interesting topics here on the channel. So let me know down below your thoughts on today's video, which is going to be about the difference or the gap between artificial intelligence generated AI generated media and the film industry. So like movies, you know, you could do, let's talk about series also. I'll put that in the same descriptions of film, TV series, series, anything like that. And then compared to the AI generated media that we see, you know, produced by Cdance, produced by Grok AI, all those different, AI generated, platforms basically, and the tools that they have these days to generate this media. Now this conversation or this idea popped up in my head to talk about this because of the recent brand new day Spider-Man brand new day trailer that recently released, and I said I had a video on it, and I said my thoughts and feelings about that. But on the video, on a few of the videos and the talk online, a lot of people have been mentioning that a few scenes look AI-like or look AI-generated. And for me, this sparked my interest because I was wondering, what are they talking about? What do they mean? And I just wanted to look at the trailer and try to see what they see. So there's like the shot of Spider-Man where he's holding this guy and he's swinging in the city. And it's a reference to one of the Amazing Spider-Man comic covers. I'll throw up not the comparison, but the reference on the screen, and you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's that one, and there's one where he's fighting Bullseye. I think his name is Bullseye? Or I can't remember the guy's name, but he's fighting one of the villains, Spider-Man villains, and then he also has a scene where it's like slow motion, and people are saying that looks AI generated as well. I don't know if it's got to do with the camera angle, if it's got to do with the color grading, if it's got to do with the way how the CGI is done. But once, upon closer inspection from my side, once I look closer into it, I can see why people are throwing these AI labels, you know, on or on the Spider-Man clips, because it has that AI look. If you look, for example, a lot of the AI generated media made by Cdance, the newest one that released, like the Cdance 2.0. If you look at that capability of what that AI generated content looks like, it looks very similar to like movie quality, you know, in a lot of the best clips out there. Like I always reference that, like if you want to look at the best one, like not flawless, but it looks real enough, I guess you could say, is the Brad Pitt and the Tom Cruise AI fight like that they had. Obviously the dialogue you can see is kind of like, you know, people are like trolling a little bit. But as far as the AI clip, if you take it out of context, if you show that to someone who doesn't know, like maybe about any movies, who doesn't follow Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt's movie catalog specifically, they could be thinking that this is a new film that's coming out. And I think it's got to do with like the way it's shot maybe, or I don't know if it's got to do with the look of it. Like people just instinctually, I guess, can say, oh, this feels like AI, this looks like AI. And the conversation that I want to have today is about that gap that is shrinking, and the gap is getting smaller in between what is AI generated and what is being really produced, you know, in these film industries. But now we want to take a second, not a second opinion, but a second step forward, right? And I was thinking, when people were talking about AI and things like that, it got me thinking about visual effects artists, right? Like back in the day, before technology, before software and everything like that, we had practical effects, right? So everything had to be practical. There was a few like camera tricks done here and there, you know, to do things that are obviously otherwise impossible. But when VFX and CGI and those artists came along, were the practical effects studios and companies and artists thinking like, oh my word, this is a big step forward for the film industry, but what's going to happen to us? Is this going to replace practical effects? You know, that's my conversation that I want to have, is about this gap that's shrinking between the consumers, AI generated, and visual artists working on big projects, big Hollywood films. Do you think that AI has a space and has a place in the film industry, you know, to make the visual effects artists work lighter, or maybe make it a bit more flawless, make it a bit easier, but at the cost of people realizing that this is AI, that this wasn't handcrafted by someone, that someone didn't take the time and effort to put into this? Like, if I have to talk about visual effects, like, I know people will talk about this for another 20 years, maybe even 30 years, 50 years. People talk about the most flawless CGI ever in film history, and like maybe top 10 or top 5 even. And that goes to the Transformers films, even the first Transformers film. When you first see Optimus Prime, when you see them in motion, when you see Bumblebee, and all the Transformers like running together and in motion and interacting with people. It seems so good, because of the dedication of the VFX artists, of the time that it took to produce this film and everybody working on it, But if you have to release a Transformers film these days or in this day and age, and someone uses AI to maybe make it a bit better, but you can tell it's AI, would you want that? Or do you think that that's not a road we should go down in terms of film expansion and software development and CGI and VFX and all that whole space basically? Because I think the tool that AI can help with is maybe fixing some things in terms of like the color grading of a CGI model being implemented into a scene or something, where something might look a bit shaky. Yeah, it can make it look more realistic or more lifelike, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is an open conversation that I want to hear your guys' opinion. Do you think there is a place for this? What do you think about like AI being implemented in movies? I know a lot of movies have done it, are doing it already. And it's just like there's a lot of conversation about this, whether it's a good thing or not, because we talk about like the artists, the VFX artists. Those are jobs, that people have in this industry, in the film industry, that have been working there for a long time. You could say the same with the animation studios as well, They've been doing animation for so long. And now out of nowhere, well, not out of nowhere, but like out of nowhere, the AI software companies and everything like that, this kind of technology is in the hands of consumers and in the hands of the public, I guess you could say, who doesn't like have they haven't studied animation, but they can put a prompt, into it and say, make Kung Fu Panda fight, I don't know, who else am I thinking? Make them fight penguins of Madagascar, and make them do this, make them do that. And I mean, that's what I'm talking about today in this video, how far the gap is closing, where things are becoming not less detectable, but it's being shrunken in terms of like, okay, the stuff that I produce on my AI tool is the same quality as Hollywood. It's the same quality as these big budget films. And I think where that bridge is meeting and where that connection is forming, I think it's a tricky conversation to have about like, is this right? Is this wrong? Because obviously the Spider-Man film has not released yet. No, there hasn't nothing has come out yet in terms of the whole film. We still gotta watch to see what everything looks like. But a lot of people are looking at this. But I understand also that this is the internet. A lot of people are gonna say things anyway. But I just thought it was interesting that people were mentioning this AI this, AI that. And yeah, I don't know of what the future of the film industry is gonna look like. We've already seen like AI not taken over, but like AI putting like people in places, body overlays, deep fakes, everything like that. I think there was recently a Seth MacFarlane for Ted. I think he did like something with Bill Clinton, and he had like an AI overlay or deepfake or visual effects that went on there, And a lot of people had opinions about that, whether it was a good thing, whether it was a bad thing, whether it was ethical or not. I don't know. It's a very strange topic to talk about because like, at the end of the day, it looks really good. Like a lot of people say, wow, this looks nice. But as soon as they hear that it's made by AI, they're like, couldn't you hire a real like visual effects artist to do this? Why do we have to rely on AI? And yeah, that's basically the conversation that everybody's having right now on the internet. And I understand it's a lot of complaining. It's just a lot of talking about like, this isn't a big deal. But I think it's a very interesting topic to talk about because I love movies, okay? I love watching movies. I like a lot of movies. I like watching films. I like a lot of series. And I mean, for me, if I watch something and I realize, oh, this was done there, how this was done, I also like watching the behind the scenes stuff, because I'm very intrigued in the process. And the process to how we create art is, a very human experience, finding out what works, what doesn't. And AI is coming out of nowhere just to like, just wave a magic wand and fix everything or do everything quicker, And I mean, it doesn't take, I guess you could say it doesn't take like that much skill to put in a prompt, versus like actually handcrafting anything creatively. But let me know your opinion. This is a very divisive topic when I talk about AI. So yeah, it's another AI video for this year. But comment down what you guys thought about this. This was running out a bit long, but I had a lot to talk about in this video. So comment down what you guys think. Do you like AI, in terms of the creative aspect for films and animation and things like that? What do you guys think about the future, about animation studios? Are they going to incorporate this? Is it something that looks like it could be threatening jobs? So on and so forth. What do you think about the creative process? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe. and like and share and comment, all that good stuff. And let me hear what you say in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys and catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Love you all, guys. Bye-bye.